All right, got a stunning new report. I'm sure you read it over the weekend. Report reveals close allies of former New York governor, disgraced Governor Andrew Cuomo, including his top aide and former CNN anchor brother, allegedly plotted to discredit our very own Janice Dean. Janice became one of the most outspoken voices pushing to hold Governor Cuomo accountable after losing both her in-laws, Michael and Dee, to COVID-19 in New York nursing homes. Janice joins us now to react. Janice, when you're reading about a strategy that was talked about with his chief of staff and his brother, what are your thoughts to attack you and discredit you?
Not surprised at all, because very early on, I heard from a good source who knows the family very well to watch my back. This was before, any of the real press coverage, the hundreds of op-eds I wrote, all of the appearances that I did on Fox News. He told me, watch your back. And then Rich Azzopardi, Cuomo's henchman, was attacking not only me, but my sister-in-law on Twitter, saying, get a life, called us a death cult. So this was already in motion. This is how these guys react. They don't try to solve anything. They just attack the person that's coming after them.
And this was in Letitia James's report, a Democrat attorney general. And
we don't know that yet. We don't know if this was in the report. I don't know where these sources are coming from. I do hear Chris Cuomo was sending texts to Melissa DeRosa about me. And I wonder if that was on CNN letterhead.
That weather B word is evidently...
The weather B word, yeah. Listen, I'm not surprised, but what I am doing is I'm issuing FOIL reports, Freedom of Information law, to find out if my name or my family's name is in any of those official documents, because I want to know if there was a smear campaign against me.
And you say you're not stopping, right?
No, of course not. I've come this far. I'm going to continue to hold these people accountable. We still don't know what happened in nursing homes, why the governor put over 9,000 infected patients into nursing homes. Why did he cover up those numbers for so long to sell his $5.2 million book? Why was he giving his brother and other officials free COVID tests when nursing homes could not get them to save lives? There's a whole bunch of things that are still under investigation.
And by the way, if you have some time, there's some other Democratic governors did some crazy things with nursing homes, too.
There were several
I
of
know,
them.
yeah. So here's what the spokesperson said about what we just discussed. He said, I have no knowledge of this ever happening. And you must ask, why then did the Attorney General not put anything about her in the report or ask any of the relevant
I already know the answer
to
that.
Which is?
Which is the report was about the sexual harassment, not about nursing homes. And by the way, Rich Azzopardi, he was the one that earlier on said, well, Janice Dean is not a credible source on anything except maybe the weather.
Unbelievable. We reached out to Chris Cuomo. He had no response.
Yeah, no one's denying anything, by the way.
Right. Very interesting. No response is a response. Meanwhile, your sister-in-law was on Fox and Friends First, which is a very good show. And she was talking about how she's trying to find some good in this. Let's listen.
Last Christmas, I started doing this with another group of women who all lost their mothers or dads in the facilities. We got together and we did it for Christmas, and it was great. Valentine's was the next holiday, and one of the administrators called me from one of the facilities we donated to. She said the best thing was that she heard laughter coming from the rooms.
Wow.
And she said she hadn't heard laughter in about a year.
Oh my gosh.
So once I heard this, it was like it inspired me to do more.
Right, so to donate to Operation Gifts for Seniors, go to operationgiftforseniors.org.
The other stuff makes me so angry. This, brings me to tears because my sister-in-law is one of the best people I've ever met, and she's turning her grief into joy for others that are still here.
Exactly, and this would, if people want to donate to seniors?
Yeah, Operation Seniors, the Mickey and Dee Foundation.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so it's not over. I cannot believe the aftermath. Can you imagine if he was still in power? That's what I think about. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness they're not.
Right. A lot has to do with you. And thank goodness you did what you did.
Well, thanks to Fox.
And it's not over.
Thanks to Fox and Friends, because if it wasn't for this platform, I don't know that I would be sitting here today.
Well, thanks, Janice. Good to see you. I'd rather you do the weather and a happier thing, but I'm glad
I adore you.
Right. Thank you so much. Back.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.